So, hello and welcome, everyone. Happy Solstice. I'm calling this the Solstice because traditionally, the solstice is the time of year when we focus on the light. And it is the light of the sun that is usually being focused upon. But this year, the solstice and the returning of the light, at least for us in the Northern Hemisphere, it's very significant because we are actually now at the shift of ages where we as humanity have been living in the age of darkness for a very long time. The Kali Yuga is the age of darkness. And we are now done, woohoo, with the age of darkness, which means we are moving into the light. And as we move back into the light, that means that life on earth is going to change. And if it was in the dark before, and we can see all of the patterns that have been looping around and around in the darkness, the war, the poverty, the disease, the crime, the corruption, the power structures, all of these patterns that continually loop from age to age, from generation to generation. um, Things that have not been resolved for a very long time are now going to resolve. So as we move forward into the light, we are moving forward back into the light of Source itself. We are beings of light. In all of creation, there is light, one light, and we are it. We are the light. The light is also life, the living life force energy of all creation. This is who and what we are. So we each are the light. So this year, as we move back into the age of light, we are truly celebrating the return of our own divine, pure light. So, this solstice is really one to celebrate. So, today I wanted to celebrate the return to the light, and I wanted to celebrate us each being able to turn our own light back on. Because nobody can turn your light on for you, but we each have the ability to do this for ourselves. And I know we've been talking about, turning on the light for a very, very long time, raising our vibration, moving back up into the light, moving into the higher dimensions. These are not new concepts. I get that. But we each have the ability now to restore our light, to really clear out all of those old looping patterns that we have been experiencing. Anything that is still standing in our way, anything that has yet to be resolved, um, we can accelerate this process of restoring our light, restoring our divinity, to return ourselves to our pristine blueprint. So, as we do this, as we raise our vibration and we turn our own inner light back on, we start to move out of the old societal constructs, and we start to move back into harmony with the universe. On this planet, humanity has fallen out of harmony. That is kind of just obvious as we look around and we see all of the disharmony on this planet. We see the crime, the fighting, the pollution, all of the things that are disharmonious. And we, you and I, have the ability to start overriding that. We can step out of the artificial constructs that we have been stuck in with this society. So as we step out of this artificial matrix, if we want to call it that, and back into our organic, pure, pristine, divine selves, everything changes. And we become the new humans, the new humanity. And as we do that, everything changes. We have the ability to heal ourselves. We have the ability to rapidly transform and heal our bodies. We have the ability to tune in to source itself. And when we are tuned in, and tuning in, the way I am going to talk about it today, is becoming one with, merging back into source. Now, most of the time on this planet, humanity has had to leave their bodies behind in order to tune back into source. We don't need to leave the body behind. We are taking these beautiful, incredible, highly, like the most technologically advanced vessels in creation. You and I are the most advanced technology, but we just haven't been able to know how to program it. With our minds being programmed by the artificially constructed society that is not in harmony with nature, we have not had access to our own divine programming. We haven't had the ability to program ourselves or deprogram ourselves, as the case may be. So today, I want to talk about how do we quickly, easily, and simply override all of the old programs that are still looping in our reality, causing some friction in our reality. How do we start to simply override that and step out of those looping patterns? And how do we step back into harmony with all of creation? Back into harmony with the divine, back into harmony with source itself. Because when we come into harmony, into oneness with source, ask and it is given. It's universal law. Why? Because we're asking ourselves. We are simply creating. And when we can create with absolute certainty that what I choose to create, I will manifest, creation starts to become fun. And when we start to intend this or something even better, then source intelligence itself can align the best possible outcome. And a lot of times it's things that our programmed human self would never have ever thought of. So as we move into 2024, we want to move into this new year with a whole new attitude, with a whole new perspective on life. Because as we move forward and we recognize that we are moving into the light, we can start to be observant of the old reality that is unraveling. The unraveling of the old is going to look like chaos, confusion, some bumpiness. But when we realize that that is the old unraveling, we can actually celebrate rather than fear the unraveling of the old. And we can turn our own light up even more. We can create even more harmony and a field of coherence around ourselves. And as we create that field of coherence, other people can step into this coherent frequency with us. So, what do I mean by a field of coherence? Well, if we look at the universe as a whole, all of creation, everything that is, as one, creation itself holds a frequency. If we think about just being outside at night and looking up at the stars where it's quiet out, as we're looking at the stars, we notice that everything is in harmony. All of the stars just are. We don't see any of them fighting for positions in the universe. There's no discord, it's just harmony. And when we look at nature on this beautiful planet that we live on, nature itself lives in harmony. The trees are not fighting. We don't see things that are out of harmony in nature, unless it's things that man has done to create disharmony, pollution, and things like that. When we start to look at nature itself, it's just one huge ecosystem. Things live in cycles. They grow and they grow and they die and they come back and grow again. So the only thing on this planet that has not been in harmony is humanity. So nature lives in harmony with source creation, with source intelligence. The reason we feel good when we go out into nature is because nature herself has a frequency. And it is the frequency of source. We've never been taught to tune in to frequency. But we can, and it's really not difficult. So today, I want to celebrate this solstice by showing you how to tune in to the frequency of Source so that you can match that frequency. And if you can match the frequency of Source, you will return to your source frequency, your purity, your divinity, your divine self, divine perfection in human form. And you will be able to bring your human form into divine perfection. And it's all about tuning in to frequency. So let's do a guided journey so that we can learn to tune in to the frequency of the all that is and return ourselves and ourselves to their divinity. So if you're in a space where you can close your eyes, take a breath. And as you take that conscious breath, just notice how it starts to calm the mind and the body. Allow that breath to fill your body like a balloon. Inhaling living life force energy into your body. And as you observe the breath, that living life force energy coming into your body, notice that that breath is also filled with light. Watch as your body starts to light up with this breath. Just using your inner vision as you fill your body with air like a balloon. Watch all of your body light up. See all of your cells lighting up with the light of Source. Allowing every cell to be fed, nourished, nurtured by this light. Your body heals through light. This light that you are breathing into your body is your light. Your light and Source light are one light. So you are filling your body with your light. It's divine and it's perfect. And it's you. It's you and yours alone to do with as you choose. We're all using the same light, but we're not all using it in the same way. When we become conscious of how we can use our light, we become masterful at creating with our light. So just notice how your body feels now that it's filled with light. And now notice Mother Earth beneath your feet. Mother Earth, who is always there. She never goes away. She gives us a solid foundation upon which to build our lives. This beautiful planet is alive. She's a living being. And notice that she is always there. Allow your light to merge with the light of Mother Earth. Just intend to match Mother Earth's frequency. And as we're matching Mother Earth's frequency, let's take a walk on Mother Earth. Think of your favorite place to walk, or just simply imagine walking out in nature on a path away from civilization, just you and Mother Nature. This beautiful path. Maybe there are trees that you're walking through. As you're walking through the trees, simply notice all the life around you. Every blade of grass, every tree, every insect, every bird, every animal. Maybe you see chipmunks or squirrels. Just notice all the life around you. And notice how quiet it is away from mankind. Perhaps you hear the wind through the trees, rustling the leaves. Maybe some branches are scratching together. Maybe you hear birds chirping and singing. Woodpecker off in the distance. Little chipmunks, squirrels scurrying around. There are sounds, but overall, it's very quiet. And notice how everything is in a state of harmony. And expand your attention outward and notice that Mother Earth as a planet is in harmony with the universe. And notice that the universe itself is quiet. And at the same time, there is also sound. There's frequency. Every star in the heavens has its own frequency. Mother Earth has her own frequency. The entire universe has a frequency. And that frequency is made up of trillions upon trillions of frequencies, all tuned in to the sound of the universe. All of the different forms of life tuned in to the same frequency scale, like a giant symphony orchestra, tuned to the same frequency. All of the different sounds, all of the different instruments playing together in harmony. In the universe, all of the different forms of life playing together in harmony. As we walk through this path, we find a log next to the path and we sit down. And we just tune in. We allow ourselves to merge with the harmony around us. We start to notice the frequency. Even though it's something that we don't hear with our ears, we can tune in to this source frequency. Your body feels the frequency. As you tune in to the frequency, your body starts to relax. It starts to remember your frequency. You are a being of light. Your light has its own frequency. Your consciousness is your unique instrument in the symphony of all life. You have the ability to tune your own consciousness. As you tune into the nature around you, into the peace, into the harmony, into the life around you. You are tuning in to source intelligence. As you tune your consciousness into the tune of all creation, you start to remember your own frequency, your unique frequency. Can you feel it? As you tune in, can you notice your own light shining? As you emit your own unique frequency, comes out in the form of light. We can't always see this light with our eyes, but we feel it with our bodies. It feels pleasing. It feels soft. It feels comforting. You suddenly realize that nature is all around you, embracing you. You feel at one with nature. You realize how safe you are. You realize how loved you are. You realize there is no separation, only oneness. You have come here to this now moment to recognize your oneness with all of creation. And as you realize your oneness with all of creation, smile comes over your face because there's life. There's so much life. There's so much to explore. There's so much to celebrate. So much light. So much life. So much love. And you realize that the love of Source has always been here. You've never been separated. You have been loved unconditionally by Source itself from the moment of your creation through all of your lifetimes, all of the experiences you've had. No matter how many times you have forgotten and felt lonesome or outcast or confused or frightened, Source has always been there, loving you. Your light and the light of Source, one light. Your unique frequency adding to the frequency of the whole, the one, all that is. You've never made a mistake. You can't get it wrong. You can't be you wrong. Can you recognize that you are perfect? You always have been and you always will be. Living in an artificially constructed society can be very confusing and confounding. But yet, that confusion is really not yours. It doesn't actually belong to you. You can have the experience, but it's not who you are. You're the light and the love of Source itself in a unique form that is you. And you feel your light growing brighter and brighter. This is the time now that we have all been looking forward to, when we all get to return to the divine perfection of who we are. This is the return of the light. This is when Earth returns to the light. All of humanity is returning to the light. We never left the light. We just got a little sidetracked for a while. We fell into some distorted thought patterns that were not in harmony with the light. We fell into this realm of darkness where we just couldn't see clearly. We didn't see the light. We couldn't see our divine perfection. We've been stumbling around with the light turned off. But now is the time that we each turn our own light back on. We merge back in with Source itself, so that now we start flowing Source intelligence through the physical body. We start creating once more from Source intelligence, not from artificial intelligence, not from the intelligence that we have been taught on this planet. not from the artificially constructed thought patterns that we've been using, that we've learned, that we've been taught, shown, and modeled. We're now overriding those old thought patterns, the artificially generated intelligence of book learning. We're going to move beyond that. Not that it's wrong or bad, but it's limited. As we merge back in with our light into source, into the frequency of source itself, we get quiet and we start to allow the intelligence to inform us. We start to allow source intelligence to move through us, to move us. Instead of us trying to figure out what to do next, we allow source intelligence to inspire our every step. We start to move beyond the mental constructs. And we move back into frequency. Because as we each emit our own frequency, the frequency then paves the path for us. As we emit source frequency, our entire reality comes into alignment with source frequency. Source frequency overrides all distortions. It overrides the density. It overrides the darkness. It overrides all of the lower frequency energies, the fears, the doubts, the guilts, the shames, the blames, the angers. It overrides all of that. And it's a frequency that you emit through your body. Every cell begins to tune in to source frequency. As you tune in to the frequency of nature, you're tuning in to your own divine nature. This is how you can tune your own consciousness back into harmony with all that is. And you become the new human. You become the divine human. Your body heals automatically in this frequency. All your body needs is your light and your frequency. When you emit your own unique divine frequency, you become the new you, the next level you. the higher self you that is outside of all of the programming. It's outside of the artificially constructed society. You leave the programming behind. You step outside the programming. You rise above the old programming. And you start creating in the now, outside of even linear time, because the only time is now. So today we celebrate the return to source frequency. We celebrate turning our own light back on, merging back into the light of source itself, returning ourselves to the state of oneness that we never left, but we just got a little distracted. So today, on this most beautiful solstice, we are here to celebrate ourselves, the return of our own light. As we turn our light back on, we step into our mastery. We become the new human. We become the light on the candlestick for all the rest of humanity to light their candles. One candle can light a million others. And it's not what we do. It's not the things that we create or what it is that we do, but it's the frequency that we emit. As we each hold our own frequency, we create this field of coherence around us. Meaning that we hold that frequency steady. And everything within the vicinity of the frequency begins to match the frequency. This is true contagion. This is the best kind of contagion. This is what contagion actually is. It is a transmission of frequencies. It's not a transmission of little bugs. It is a transmission of frequencies. Are you willing to turn your light on and spread that light, that frequency to everyone around you so that they too can match the frequency, so that their lights turn on, so they suddenly remember that they too are grand beings of light, and that ultimately all is well in all of creation, It always has been and always will be. Today, we celebrate the return of the divine human. We celebrate the return of your light. Shine bright, dear ones. Now is our time to shine. This is our earth now as we move back into the age of light. And so it is.